What's up everyone, Manuel here, and if you haven't guessed it by now, I have gotten myself a hair transplant in Istanbul, and it is looking well, pretty red and raw, as you can see. I literally just came back about 15 minutes ago from the clinic. It was about 7-hour operation, pretty long considering I came from Japan, and it was a 21-hour flight transiting through Kuala Lumpur. So I'm pretty beat. So yeah, why I wanted a hair transplant? Well, I've been wanting a hair transplant for years now. I've been in Japan for about 12 years, and I think my second year in Japan, I decided I was going to do something about it. I went to a clinic in Shinjuku, and they gave me an estimate for about 2 million yen, which is astronomical. That in British pounds is probably about £16,000, which, yeah, I'm not willing to pay, and I didn't have the money at the time to pay that either. Fast forward 13 years later, I researched online and found out that Istanbul is the mecca for getting hair transplants, and so I booked an appointment. Actually, I booked an appointment 3 years ago, just before COVID blew up, and then the whole thing got cancelled. I had to wait 6 months for my refund, and I got that back. Completely disappointed, obviously. And then, yeah, and then now I'm here. And in Japan, they charge you by the hair follicle. They charge you I forget what the exact amount is, but they charge you by the hair follicle. So in Istanbul, they don't. They just the doctor looks at your hair condition, and they give you an estimate as to how many grafts you're going to have, or how many grafts that you will need, and then they give you one set price. So I had to rebook my hair transplant with a clinic called Dr. Cinik, or Cinik. I can't pronounce his name. Some people call him Cinik, some people call him Cinik. Very friendly. They had a workforce of about 15 people. It was quite busy there. There was other patients also getting their transplants. There were patients coming in who had just had their transplants from the day before. And they were getting like a post checkup. The operation itself was pretty long. I mean, on top of the flight, which was 21 hours, I believe, from Tokyo to Kuala Lumpur, then Kuala Lumpur to Istanbul, and it was a 5-hour transit in Kuala Lumpur. So yeah, I was pretty beat by the time I got here, and then I had to have my blood check taken. Had a ECG done, and then after that I had a consultation with the man himself, Dr. Cinik, and he explained to me about the procedure and what my expectations and goals were, and then he drew a hairline of where he thought it would be best, and we discussed that for a few minutes. Once I was happy with that, they took some photos pre-op, and then they shaved my head for the first time in 38 years, and then after that was the operation. Operation lasted about 7 hours. There was a lunch break in between that. It's quite delicious, actually. It was a kebab with rice and side salad, some bread, a juice, and something else which I can't remember. But yeah, it was delicious. And then and then I was back on the operating table, and then they were back to operating my head, and I decided that I was going to go all inclusive with their package. They have different packages I went for the top tier package, which is €2,990, and that includes the operation, the hotel for 3 days, this hotel, which is pretty stunning and very spacious, and it includes free breakfast, the pickup from the airport to the hotel, and also going back to the airport, and also the following day after my operation, which is tomorrow, they'll come and pick me up and chauffeur me to the clinic to get my hair washed. Well, I don't really have much hair at the moment, but it's like a pre-op hair wash, which has to be done by them. There's a special way or method to do that. What else? So more about the operation. So they had a few different operation packages. I went for the top tier DHI, which stands for direct hair implantation, and they combine that with a method called FUE, which is follicular unit extraction, and that basically means taking the hair follicles from the back where it's strongest. It's kind of resistant to DHI, which is a testosterone which makes you lose hair, or which is the cause for male pattern baldness. So they take the hairs from there, and then they use a device called a Choi pen to insert the hair follicles into the front where you're balding. And yeah, and that lasted like 7 hours. It wasn't very painful. They used a local anesthetic all over my head, which was probably the most painful part. On a scale between 1 to 10, I'd say it was about 7.5 out of 10. So they do have an extra package where you can have like a less painful local anesthetic where they just kind of punch it in, but I didn't want to pay that much. It was like €250 or something. And so after the operation, they bandaged me up, and I came back to the hotel and checked in and everything. And then tomorrow I'll have to go back. Yeah, I still can't believe I've got this done. Feeling kind of very surreal at the moment. Yeah, also feeling like Walter White from Breaking Bad. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably do part 2, so peace out for now. Peace.